I'm your 2022 board chair for the Hoover Area Chamber of Commerce, as Tony just talked about. Please continue to eat. We want to certainly a great turnout. And if you look around you, even on your table, we have our wonderful lunch sponsor that allows this to happen for you and for us. So I'd like to introduce to you with America's First Federal Credit Union is our lunch sponsor today. And it's amazing what they step up and do within this community. Now, speaking for America's First Credit Union will be Mr. Chris Thomas, and Chris has been a noteworthy leader in the membership development for over 5 years, and you may know him from his regional development coordinator at AmFirst. But he also can be credited with contributions of service in many communities through AmFirst's field of membership. Chris has been honored to be selected as one of Birmingham Business Journal's Next Gens in Money, published in April-May of 21. Chris also serves as a board member for the board of directors for the Vestavia Hills City Chamber of Commerce. He's also currently pursuing his bachelor's degree in business management at Faulkner University and resides in Birmingham. Introduce to you Mr. Chris Thomas.
Thank you so much, David. To all of the city leaders, the mayor, the city councilmen, all of you great leaders in the room, it's such a great pleasure to be before you to represent such a mission at America's First Federal Credit Union. If you don't know, we got our start as Iron and Steel Credit Union and now America's First, better known as AmFirst. We have 21 branches in the state of Alabama. When you hear America's First, I want you to think about people helping people. I want you to think about value, how to improve someone's life. That's our goal at America's First Federal Credit Union, and the question is asked, how do we do that? Well, I'm so glad you all asked today because I get to tell you a little bit about that. When you are a member owner of at America's First Federal Credit Union, you are owner of the credit union, right? And so the revenue that we receive is used to add value back into your life and into your family's life by having no fee checking accounts or low interest rates on loans and higher deposit rates on your deposit accounts. So I want you to, when you're with your family or maybe you need to make a financial change, think of America's First because we look to add value to all of our members, and we couldn't be here without all of our members. So all of you that are here today, if you're a member with us, we really appreciate you. And if you're not, we hope that we can add value to your life and to your family one day as well. And so thank you so much, and we look forward to doing greater things in the community in greater Birmingham area. Thank you. From one of our great leaders, the mayor of this wonderful city, the Hoover City. And so I introduce to you Mayor Frank Brocato. He has a long history of service to the people of Hoover. He worked for the Hoover Fire Department for 42 years as an EMS chief, operations chief, and fire marshal. Mayor Brocato was Hoover's first paramedic, and when he retired in 2015, he had the longest career in the Hoover Fire Department. Mayor Brocato has a fire science degree from Jefferson State College and a bachelor's degree in psychology and sociology from Birmingham Southern College. He's married to his high school sweetheart, Frances, and this year will celebrate 51 years of marital bliss. Can we give him 52? 52 years, wow. The Brocato's have 3 children and 9 grandchildren. Mayor Brocato serves on the Leadership Birmingham Advisory Board, the Mike Slive Foundation Prostate Cancer Research, and the Birmingham Business Alliance Board of Directors. He is also an active member of Briarwood Presbyterian Church. Mayor Brocato is the 10th mayor of Hoover, and he feels it is a tremendous honor to represent this great city and the citizens and you who make up the community. Let's receive him now as he comes with a warm welcoming of applause. Mayor Brocato.
Doesn't mean anything. Well, I do appreciate everyone coming out today. There are all kind of little gadgets here that I'm going to knock over before it's over with. But it's good to see everyone this morning, almost this afternoon now. Thank you so much for coming out. And certainly thank you to him first. Chris, that was a not very sweet introduction. Thank you. And to Tony and all the members of the chamber, I appreciate just the tremendous work that you all do. And we had to do some things, some arrangements here just to be here today, and I'm grateful that they were able to do that. You know, we've got some tremendous city employees in Hoover. We're fortunate to have these individuals that really work very, very hard each and every day to make sure that Hoover's mission is accomplished. I'd like for our city employees, if they would, just to stand and let's give them a round of applause. And our many city board members, they are all volunteer citizens. They take on many difficult challenges and tasks each and every year, and they too are there to make sure that we have a great city and the quality of life is met and do a wonderful job. I'd like you to serve on a board in Hoover. Would you stand for us today as well? Thank you. You know, our city's growing rapidly, and we're faced with great opportunities, and really oftentimes we have some challenges. That's all right. And I'm so grateful for the teamwork, the dedication, and commitment from our city council. Of course, we introduced them earlier, but it's really, you know, John and I were talking, John, our city council president, and, you know, we have a commitment to not say the mayor, not say the council, but say us. We're working as a team, and I believe that means that we're going to move forward much more rapidly in just a great way. So I thank you for your leadership on that, John, as well. And our city administrator, Alan Rice. Alan's here, does a fantastic job. We appreciate all of his efforts and just all the things that he does each and every day. And finally, to my wife, Frances, 52 years. We want to make sure we get that correct. She's just a wonderful supporter, my confidant, just a great first lady, and my children, my brothers, my sisters, and I have my daughter-in-law here, and I just appreciate everything that they do and all the things that they help me with each and every day. I'm grateful to them. Thank you very much. So as I share with you today, I'd like to focus on several areas that I believe are very important to the city. It's very important to our success, and that's public safety, quality of life, economic development drivers, the financial climate of the city, and our schools. And so as I look back on the efforts of 2022 and look ahead to 2023, I just was kind of reflecting back on some of my priorities when I first ran for mayor. And I ran on the issues of providing a strong support for our incredible school system. I ran on the principles of running good government, making sure that we are efficient and transparent to you, who are our biggest stakeholders. And I promised a strong commitment to public safety. And I spoke of working to bring more science and technology-based businesses to our city to counterbalance our retail segment. So as we reflect back, and I reflect back, I was reminded of what I felt was important at that time. And to be frank, I still stand and support those key areas even today. So we've accomplished a great deal over the past 6 years, and so much effort was done in laying the groundwork for the successes that we've had, and for those that we just see right on the horizon. We've accomplished a lot, and we still have a lot more to accomplish. So today I invite you to join me as we reflect on 2022 and take a glimpse at what we are doing in 2023. So let's start with public safety, because let's be honest, our city was founded on public safety, and if your residents aren't safe, it's hard to do much more. I keep hearing something. What I hear? Okay, we're good. Hoover was a city built on public safety. Many of the mayors that we've had over the past 50 years have come from a public safety background. One of my first goals when I took office was for our fire and police department to receive national accreditation. It's easy to say you're the best, but I wanted our departments to be measured and evaluated by national standards that tested our policies and procedures. This requires departments to go through a rigorous, tedious period of self-assessment and goal setting. Once we've gone through this intense process and were awarded this national accreditation, then we could really say we're the best among the best. After about 3 years of intense evaluation, our fire department reached that goal in 2021. Along with being accredited, the Hoover Fire Department continues to stand out as a leading department in our state. And in November, once again, they received the ISO Class 1 rating. The ISO rating proves that you are the best among the best. And we continue to invest in our fire department and our fleet. We've purchased many ladder trucks before, several over the past 50 years. But these trucks will be unlike any we've seen in the past. That's because they'll exhibit school pride. One truck will be painted Spain Park blue and will be stationed at Fire Station number 7. And the other is painted Hoover High Orange and will be stationed at Fire Station 11 next to the Hoover Med. We know that these trucks will be a rallying point for schools and community pride all across the city, so we're very excited about having these added to our city. Hoover's first fire station is housed in an alley behind Green Valley Drug. It's been there since 1960. It was built by our volunteers. We're happy to announce that the city has purchased property that will allow us to build a new modern fire station, number 1, on Highway 31, directly in front of Green Valley Drug. That's coming very, very soon. You know, for the past 3 years, the Hoover Police Department has been working on their accreditation. And just 2 months ago, they also achieved national accreditation, one of only about 15 cities in the state to do so. I'm so proud of the men and women who serve our city as police officers, and they truly put their lives on the line every time they put on that uniform. They do this so you and I can live in safety. Adopting best practices and providing state-of-the-art training will give our officers the tools that they need to do their jobs in a safe and professional manner. Unlike our police chief and fire chief, they would stand up. Quality of life, I started saying how important public safety is to the viability of the city. In the same vein, the quality of life is just as important to the vitality of the city. That encompasses so many areas, including our excellent library, our sidewalks, the parks that we provide, our recreation programs, so many different things. But it's not enough to have those things in place. We also need systems to monitor how our programs are doing in terms of meeting the needs of those who live and visit our city. It's for this reason we're thrilled when Signature Homes, a great corporate citizen, offered to partner with us to develop the city's first parks and public spaces comprehensive plan. This public-private partnership will allow us to catalog all of our recreational amenities for the purposes of sharing with our citizens the recreational opportunities and to market these fantastic assets that will draw people to our city. We continue to reinvest in our current parks, and when opportunities arise, we purchase new land to add to our amenities, especially if that land is along the Hoover River. I want you to think about this. If you want to go jogging, biking, hiking, canoeing, kayaking, fishing, swimming, weightlifting, dancing, yoga, Pilates, disc golfing, birding, rappelling, rock climbing, wall climbing, all sports with a ball, including cricket and pickleball, golf, archery, and rifle range. Could leave anything out? You can do it right here in Hoover. We're very proud to have those things. The Hoover Met Complex has really become a very shining star in Alabama, in the Southeast and the United States. More than 82,000 community members use the Met's recreational facilities in their courts. More than 375,000 participants and athletes visited the Met Complex last year. Our city's investment in the Hoover Met continues to pay dividends. The total economic impact for that facility for fiscal year 22 was more than $55 million, and it generated almost 70,000 hotel room nights throughout the region. And we fully expect to go up even more as we continue to host the SEC Baseball Championship and prepare to host the Move United sporting events in 2023 and 24. We should all be proud that Hoover was selected from several cities that applied to host this national sports championship event for athletes with physical, visual, and/or intellectual disabilities. Also in 2023, we will complete the installation of a pickleball court at Veterans Park. I believe there are eight courts on that facility. We'll join with the school system on a $9 million project that will add artificial turf to the city's ballparks, as well as the baseball and softball fields at our 2 high schools. We'll finish building out our Bluff Park pavilion. We'll start renovations at Russet Woods Park. We'll give the vestibule at Hoover Senior Center a facelift that will also provide an extra layer of security for guests and for employees. And lastly, we're very excited about the Fleming Park. This is the first phase of a 130-acre park that will run along the Hoover River. Fleming Park itself will be about 43 acres and will include a pavilion, outdoor educational spaces, and more amenities. The land is being donated by Signature Homes, and again, we are thankful for their generosity to our community. The Hoover Library continues to thrive and be a bright spot for our community, bringing outstanding types of services to all who visit. From internationally acclaimed authors presented at our annual Southern Voices like Steve Berry, to Grammy Award-winning artists like Manhattan Transfer at the Library Theater. Amanda Board and her staff do a fabulous job bringing world-class entertainment to the Hoover Library. And listen to this, in May, Hoover Library was named as one of the 5 best cities in the nation for book lovers. Such smart people in Hoover. And when it comes to economic development, the Birmingham Business Journal just featured Hoover in a cover story article calling our city the metro area's next boom town. And the recognition is not without good reason. We created a quality of life advantage by investing in ourselves. Our city council has a proven track record of fiscal responsibility that strives to be business friendly. And when you talk to businesses about where they want to locate, they're looking for a predictable business climate and a place where they can attract workers. Hoover provides both. Every day, our economic development team, headed by Greg Knight, works tirelessly to create and nurture an environment that supports our business community. Thank you very much, Greg. Our Building Services Department issued more than 6,000 permits with a value of work of almost $600 million. 317 new home permits were issued, and the value of those homes is over $195 million. We recently created a Commercial Development Authority, or a CDA, and a Downtown Redevelopment Authority. Both of these authorities complement the work of our Industrial Development Board, and they help plot the course for the city's future. City staff, along with our CDA and our IDB, are partnering to position the Highway 284 as a mixed-use technology innovation district. The DRA is working to establish architectural guidelines to create a more cohesive look for what we imagine to be downtown Hoover. We're working with Patton Creek ownership to create a town square atmosphere, complete with a new Center for the Arts. The center will provide opportunities to celebrate and enjoy the arts in the center of our city. Technology is on fire. We continue to see growth from many of our technology and life sciences employees. In fact, the Birmingham Business Journal included 8 Hoover companies on the list of the 30 fastest growing companies for 2022. Several of those were STEM businesses. We kicked off 2022 with a strong announcement from Lake Home Realty and its sister company, Real Source, which are headquartered in Meadowbrook and Meadowbrook Business Park. The team will create 400 new jobs and knowledge-based jobs for residents in Hoover and the surrounding area. Also last year, we welcomed Civitan International, which has 30,000 members worldwide, and it moved its headquarters to the Meadowbrook Business Park. McLeod Software has more than 675 employees and continues to grow. And Revere Control System is growing its headquarters at exit 10 off of I-459, where they design, engineer, and fabricate control systems for utilities, manufacturers, and others. They're adding some 50 new jobs. River Chase continues to see growth in our life science sector. BioHorizons, one of the largest suppliers of dental implants in the world, continues to grow and add employees through a recent expansion. Let me spend just a moment telling you about BioQuest Pharmaceuticals, which is a commercial stage biotech company whose drug discovery center is right here in the city of Hoover. Their mission is to develop and advance novel therapeutics for patients with rare and serious diseases. These conditions are often lifelong and many are terminal. Moreover, approximately 2/3 of those affected with rare diseases are children. I'm so proud of the 2 FDA-approved pharmaceuticals that BioQuest has developed and the continued research for more life-saving, life-changing medicines that is occurring right here in Hoover. I'd like to ask members of the BioQuest team to please stand up, including Anna Reyes, Sherry Hyatt, and Kara Davis. Ladies, would you stand up? A little further to the east of BioQuest is the National Computer Forensic Institute. This facility is run by the United States Secret Service and is the only training facility of its kind in the United States. The NCFI opened its doors in 2008 and provides the nation's premier law enforcement training in cyber and electronic crimes. As cyber threats to critical sectors such as healthcare, finance, banking, and energy continues to grow, it's evident that expanding the NCFI facility is critical. A large expansion of the facility occurred in the fall of 2022. In 23, we will begin a multi-year $23 million expansion that will allow the center to increase their student population from 4,500 per year to nearly 10,000 students per year. This expansion will allow other federal agencies to partner with the Secret Service and train right here at that facility. Students travel from all over the world for this training, and they stay in Hoover from 5 days to 5 weeks. The NCFI has been an important economic contributor to the area and the state, providing roughly $6.5 billion of economic impact. We will continue to work hard to attract the STEM, life sciences types of businesses, but that will not be our only focus. Retail is alive and well in the city of Hoover, Alabama. Hoover continues to be the retail destination in our state. For example, over 1,000 new business licenses were issued in 2022, which is a testament to the economic vitality of Hoover. Many new restaurants opened. Retail and service-oriented businesses also found their home in Hoover, from small mom-and-pop stores to upscale furniture stores, personal service businesses, doctors, dentists, and a host of other quality businesses. And just next door to the Hoover Met is the new Bronx Gap Brewery, which opened in March of 22, and it's our first city brewery. In the fall of 22, ground was broken on the Village Green and Stadium Place Village amphitheater. The design is driven by the mission to create a thriving hub for the arts and culture within the already vibrant commercial development at Stadium Trace Village. At the River Chase Galleria, it continues to be a shining star and is visited by millions of people each year. New businesses have opened in and around the Galleria, and there's a new 126-room hotel under construction. There are 2 empty boxes here that everybody's always worried about, Belts and Sears. Well, I'm happy to announce that they are in the final stages of leasing those entire box stores. That's a big story for River Chase Galleria. Let me go on and say that sales per square foot at the Galleria are the highest they've been in 7 years. Congratulations to River Chase Galleria. And along the US 280 corridor, Signature Homes and Terra Equities, they've partnered on a 15-acre development that will consist of 120 townhomes and 30,000 square feet of commercial development. And along the Highway 150 corridor, the Everly development, it's a new community being built by Signature Homes and various partners. This is an 830-acre mixed-use development that will include over 2,000 homes and various types of homes and over 100,000 square feet of commercial development. Our financial plan. I'm happy to say that the City of Hoover is in a very, very strong financial position currently. Actually, we're in the strongest financial position we've ever been in our history. Our City Council has been incredibly generous in providing outstanding and above-market benefits and compensation to our employees. Because we had an exceptional fiscal year in 2021, we were able to invest an additional $30 million to increase our interest revenue. We've worked with our City Council to create a resolution that establishes a 6-month general fund reserve requirement and establishes a budget stabilization fund. Both measures protect budgets for any emergencies or economic downturns that may occur. And lastly, I'm proud to report that last year the City of Hoover received the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. This is a special honor, and I extend my congratulations to our CFO, Tina Bowe, and to our entire finance department on a job well done. Tina? Before I close, just a little quick story. Our school system is why young families continue to move to Hoover. COVID took a toll on our school system. It took a toll on our students. Educating children was incredibly challenging, and many just could not keep up. Yet this past year, the Hoover school system received an A rating on all 16 schools. This was achieved by only 6 school systems in the state. Dr. Fowler, where are you? Congratulations. I'm in our schools often during the year, and I make a point to visit every principal each year. They're some of the most outstanding people I've ever met, and they're passionate about our children and their education. Our schools are changing young people's lives. If you want to be a doctor, an attorney, a teacher, a craftsman, you want to be an astronaut, a firefighter, a paramedic, or just about anything you have your heart set on, Hoover schools will prepare you. One example is when we were dealing with COVID. I can't tell you how many Hoover, Spain Park graduates who are now physicians and well-respected scientists all over the country called in to share their expertise. And let me share one other example with you. We all know about the great work taking place at the River Chase Career Connection Center. It's called RC3. That includes the Fire Academy, which is preparing the next generation of firefighters and paramedics. The benefits of that program could not have been more obvious in this past mid-September. One Friday afternoon, Dr. Fowler, did we clear this with you first? I hope we did. One Friday afternoon, Dr. Fowler, our superintendent, was headed home when he was involved in an accident. The Rocky Ridge Fire Department quickly responded to take him to the scene, and when they arrived, paramedics checked him out, and they advised Dr. Fowler to go to the hospital for further evaluation. So as he was sitting on the stretcher, a young man placed his hand on Dr. Fowler's shoulder and said, "You'll be fine. We'll take care of you." Turns out, that young man was a 2022 graduate of Hoover High School and RC3 Academy, and he's here today. Jeremiah Murray, would you please stand up? Before we close, the staff of the Winfrey, the wait staff, they do an incredible job. They've all kind of shuffled back in here, but would you take a moment to thank them as they leave, but let's give them a round of applause. So in closing, Hoover's been a great place to live since it was founded in the 60s, and it's getting better. That's why we've grown. We're no longer a bedroom community. We're quickly approaching 100,000 residents. We're an economic engine for the region and for the state. We will not rest on our laurels. We are planning and investing in the future to make sure we're a great place to live for the next generation, so that our kids and our grandkids have economic opportunities to choose to continue to call Hoover home. Thank you very much.
Well, if that's not a tough act to follow, I don't know what is. Mayor, great job, and certainly the entire servants of the city for what we're blessed to be able to be a part of. It's just a wonderful endeavor and a wonderful growth and development. So before we continue, we want to stop for just a moment and talk about another great organization right here within the city. So it's an organization called Hoover Helps. And Hoover Helps is to help meet the basic needs of the children in the city of Hoover. You know there's over 500 kids that receive weekly food support? So if you haven't had a chance, please consider sponsoring, providing any contribution to Hoover Helps. It takes just over $200 to support a kid for the entire school year. And you can donate at hooverhelps.org, or you can Venmo at Hoover Helps. Now, I mention this because during the Chamber's December Member Appreciation Breakfast, we actually asked you, the members, stakeholders of this great community, to provide and contribute to Hoover Helps. So, as part of that, I'd like to ask Mr. Greg Bishop to come up here. So you as the stakeholders provided some additional funds to Hoover Helps, and we certainly everything that Greg and Donna, his wife, do as part of Hoover Helps, and just keep that in mind. Those are wonderful things to do, and that's something that you are contributing. Thank you. Okay, so, you know, the mayor talked about 2022 and what we look at. I'd like to talk a little bit about charting courses. So charting courses is a good way to look at where we are, where we're going, and what we need to do next. So as I stand here, I'm very humbled, honored to be part of this community and what you are leading and doing. Sorry, misplaced my clicker here. I was trying to figure out where it was. Mayor, did you have fun with this? So I've been blessed. I've been blessed with experiences that you've allowed me to be part of. I'm also very blessed to have my bride of 34 years, Molly, sitting right down here with me. She is certainly by my side at all times. In fact, she tells me that she makes my life possible. And as usual, she is 100% correct. Mayor, you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? So it is so wonderful to see the city and this chamber come together to grow, prosper. So with 22 was all about changes and charting new courses. 2023 is about executing and taking these charted courses to a new and higher level. Now, something that I've kind of done throughout the past year is I've shared with you some thoughts, focus, and direction, and I call that Slay Your Giants Daily. So I'd like to start off with a word from our Lord, and that is out of Matthew 5. Let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory, and that's glory, to your Father who is in heaven. So we are all called to serve. We all have a mission, and we need to let the light shine through us. Now, from a personal standpoint, I'm proud to say that I'm a recent 2022 graduate of Leadership Hoover. And if you're not familiar with this organization, you need to become very familiar. It's amazing what this organization does working with the city of Hoover and with the Hoover Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm also blessed to say that have a career change. I've now joined forces with Bobby Welch and Keith Keller sitting right down here, and now part of the ACCI team as their new Director of Operations. So ACCI just happens to be a new chamber member too. Maybe tied together. When you serve with great leaders, work becomes very fun. And I'm happy and proud to say that I'll be able to serve along this 2022 Board of Directors for the Chamber. And it's amazing what they are doing in this community and what they're developing and where they've been going. So I'd like to just quickly recognize those. Now certainly we're led by our CEO, Tony Herrera-Bast. We also have April, Rowan, Lynn, Diana, Shannon, Kimberly, Greg, Tyler, Vivian, James, Kim, Reggie, Stephen, Tyler, and Paul. This board will be even stronger for 23, as you will see shortly. Now, this chamber could also not function without the great and wonderful ambassadors that we have, along with our chamber team that allows us to serve you, the business community. From a city perspective, I've had many opportunities to serve alongside your mayor. I've got to see him some very interesting moments. We certainly won't mention those right now. But this man's heart is unbelievable. If you haven't seen him in action, his desire, his heart, his focus on developing and serving you as a city is a wonderful thing to see. I've learned so much from him, along with your city council president, John Lida, sitting right over here, and the entire city council. The time seeing your leaders in action only grows each one of us, this community, and this city as a whole. I'd also like to especially thank Chief Bentley, Chief Durzis, Alan Rice, sitting right over here, and the entire city servants. So when you step back and look at what has this chamber been doing for you, so we laid out a new course for 22 and put together a new mission. And that mission is to serve as a catalyst for economic growth by fostering cooperative partnerships and advocating for you, our stakeholders. This board released a new strategic plan, the first strategic plan for your chamber. And we called it Elevate Hoover. And Elevate Hoover is focused on 3 main points. And that is to foster economic vitality and development, which is attracting and retaining business in this area. To be the voice of you, the business, and that's to create that positive business climate. It's also to cultivate talent, and that is to develop that talent pipeline for you. This plan is underway, and with our partner is coming to you, serving you to help us grow as a city, to help you grow as businesses. Now, with the chamber charting new courses, that means you also need to look at other ways we can do that. And one of those ways is we can provide a new spotlight, a new light for you. So a better voice, a better way for you to communicate. And I'm proud to say that this board is releasing a new Hoover Area Chamber of Commerce website coming the middle of next month. And this will allow you to have more opportunity to communicate, to better serve you and this wonderful city. So as you set your goals and your courses for 23, I stand here and challenge you as I step aside from the board chair, which means look away from yourself. Look at each of those around you, wherever you are, sitting here at a luncheon, wherever you're at your business, in your personal, look at those ones around you. How can you serve those? What can you do today to make someone's life a better experience? It's very simple. You can do a couple quick, easy things, and that is just show grace, show mercy, provide dignity, and provide respect in all interactions to your fellow neighbors, your businesses, visitors of this city, and the leadership of this great city. So I stand here and challenge you, slay your giants. Thank you for the wonderful you that you've provided for me and for this great chamber. Thank you very much. Very humbling. I would now like to move to the next level, and I'm proud to introduce to you today the next board chair of the Hoover Area Chamber of Commerce. Miss April DeLuca became involved with the chamber in 2014. You wouldn't guess that by looking at her. She's very young. She started out as an ambassador. She's also served as the ambassador chair before she became the legal advisor for the board back in 2016. Then she transitioned into the second vice chair in 21. I proudly introduce to you the 2023 Board of Directors Chair for the Hoover Area Chamber of Commerce, Mrs. April DeLuca.
Thank you very much. Now, David, you can't escape yet. We have a special presentation for our illustrious outgoing chair. And in honor and sincere appreciation of your leadership over this past year, on behalf of the entire board of directors, the chamber staff, and all the members, I am pleased to present you this gavel commemorating your year as board chair. And in addition, you get a kind of replacement plaque here. And for y'all, I know y'all can't see it, so I'm just going to read it for you. It says, in sincere appreciation to David Custridge, 2022 HACC Flow Rider. And that's because David has guided us by he goes with the flow. So he is our flow rider. Thank you. Well, as David said, my name is April DeLuca, and I am honored to fill some big shoes to take over as the 2023 chair. There has been a lot of great people in this role, and I'm just very humbled that y'all have chosen me to help kind of step in there. Those of you who may not have met me yet, I am a founding partner of Magic City Law, a family law boutique firm. My husband, Jason, who's sitting here right front and center, and I live in Ross Bridge, and we have 3 children. We have a daughter named Caroline, who will be 5 next month, a son named Elliot, who just turned 2, and another son named Oliver, who is 3 months old. So pray for me, please. And as David mentioned, I have been involved with the chamber since 2014, and throughout these past several years, I have really valued the connections I've made through coming to events like this. I'm very excited to take this next step and be part of some big changes we have coming that are going to shape the future of this chamber. As David talked about, you all know we went through a pretty extensive strategic planning process over the last few years. and it resulted in Elevate Hoover. David outlined very well all that we've already achieved, and we've done a lot of work, but we've only gotten started. As your chair, my top priority is going to be to capitalize on the momentum we've already started. The three pillars of Elevate Hoover, y'all are going to get sick of hearing us say, and you should, because it needs to be hammered in so that we all know that's what Hoover's about now. Foster economic vitality, be the voice of business, and cultivate talent. We've set a lot of big goals under each of these pillars, and I believe that the first way we can start achieving these goals is to nurture the already strong relationship we have with our city. We're very fortunate to have such great support from our city leaders, and part of the new mission and vision statements that David talked about reflect the desire to continue that collaboration with one of our strongest strategic partners. Another way that we're going to achieve these goals is to enhance the benefits that we provide to you, our members. I mentioned that there are going to be some big changes coming. Part of that is going to include an effort to deliver more opportunities for investment in the chamber, and most importantly, define returns on those investments for our stakeholders. Not only will the chamber continue to be a place to convene and make those all-important network connections at events like luncheons, coffees and contacts, business after hours, but the chamber is going to provide members a unique opportunity to champion initiatives that have a direct impact on the economic vitality of our region. Some of you may have been interviewed recently as part of a feasibility study the board has commissioned. Thank you to those that participated. Your feedback is invaluable, and that's going to guide our next steps as we progress down the road of Elevate Hoover. For this chamber to truly become the catalyst of economic growth that we desire it to be, input and support from our stakeholders is crucial. We cannot do it without you. All of that being said, we have a great year ahead of us. I hope you continue to come to our events, join in on our committees that have been created as part of Elevate Hoover, and I am truly honored that you all have chosen me to help lead you through this. Thank you so much. And now Tony is going to come back up here and lead us in a special presentation.
Thank you, April. Now it is my privilege to introduce to you your Board of Directors for 2023. So if I may have Mayor Brocato join us, as well as the board, please, if you'll come up front as I call your name, and take a photo with Mayor Brocato. Our 2023 Board Chair, April DeLuca, Magic City Law. Our first Vice Chair, Rowan Corbanderwalla, Lake Crest Chevron. Our second Vice Chair, Kimberly Jackson, Alabama Power. Vice Chair of Administration, Lynn Ray, Business Telephones, Inc. Vice Chair of Finance, Diana Shaw Knight, Sovereign CPA. This is our executive committee and our officers. Now I will introduce the rest of the board. Our newest board member, Dr. Doug Ayers, UAB Kalat School of Business. Shannon Driver, Gagliano Mortgage. Vivian Mora, State Farm Mora Agency. Tyler Light, Regions. James Robinson, Spire. Kim Starling, Ascension St. Vincent's. Reggie Torber, Pylon Building Group. Tyler Williams, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama. I don't know about you all, but I feel like I'm at the Oscars. I mean, this is a really strong board, and I'm really excited, very excited, Mayor. I would also like to introduce our past media chair, David Custard. with ACCI. I'm not done. We have a legal advisor, Stephen Walsh, with Weinberg, Wheeler, Hudgens, Gunn, and Dial. Our city liaison, Greg Knighton, with the city of Hoover. And our city council liaison, Derek Murphy, city councilor at large with the city. As the president and CEO of the Hoover Area Chamber of Commerce, I hereby declare you to be officially installed as the board of directors for 2023. Congratulations to each one of you. Quite often we're asked, what is the value proposition of the chamber? And I want you to know that it's not only the strength of our leadership, but the strength of our membership. And each one of you contributes to that value proposition. And I want to thank you, and I look forward to what we're going to accomplish in 2023. But before everybody leaves, I do want to ask that everyone here stay in place, and we ask our dignitaries, board of directors, special guests to stay after our program for photos, please. Actually, you can go. I'm sorry. I got off track. I would like to ask David to join me one last time to introduce our new members. Please help me welcome new member Bobby Welsh and Keith Keller with ACCI. Thank you. Kirby Watson, Lyons and Company, Inc. K&J Elegant Pastries and Creamery. We'll get their certificate to them. Thank you, David. I would like to remind you about some of our upcoming events. Next month, our luncheon on February 16th, we are partnering with the Community Foundation for their Woven Together series, and we look forward to a panel discussion on regional cooperation and inclusive economy, so make sure that you make plans to join us. We will also, on January 26th, have business after hours at Magic Milkshakes and More. I don't know if you all have been there, but, so my husband asked me, what is the More? So I had to find out. It's waffles. I mean, ice cream and waffles, you can't beat it. So it's a great place. I hope you all will join us. And in February, our coffee and contacts will be with our great friends, Jerry and Tony at the PGA Tour Superstore. So we look forward to seeing you all there. Now I'd like to invite April DeLuca back to the podium.
Thank you, Tony. In closing, thank you all for coming out today. Mayor, thank you so much for your great State of the City. This is always one of my favorite events because I try to keep up with the Hoover Sun, but you just don't ever really get to know until you get the inside scoop. So thank you so much. Thank you to all of our city employees. Thank you for being here today, and I hope you all continue to join us at the Chamber. Like I said earlier, we've got a great year planned, so y'all stay tuned. Thank you so much.